The construction of a wind turbine begins with the tower. This is an aerial view from above, and you can see how tall it really is. Now we're looking at the top of the tower, which has been constructed and painted white. And now comes the first blade to be installed on this turbine. It's massive in size, and will soon start spinning when fully operational. You can also notice that there are two people up here, on the top of the tower, who have climbed all the way up to supervise the installation process. They are part of the engineering team who designed and built these turbines, and ensure everything goes according to plan. Here we get another angle of the crane, hoisting the first blade onto the tower. Notice how carefully they position the blade as it gets closer to its final destination. Every movement must be precise, because any misalignment could lead to problems later. As the blade approaches the nacelle, the operator uses hydraulic arms to guide it into place. These arms extend outwards like robotic fingers, ensuring the blade connects securely without damage. Once aligned, the arm retracts back inside, allowing for easy adjustments if needed. Next, the crane slowly lowers the blade onto the waiting platform below. The ground crew stands ready, making sure everything lines up perfectly. Slowly but surely, the blade touches down smoothly. After ensuring proper alignment, they begin securing the blade to the nacelle. This involves tightening bolts or clamps along the edge of the blade to lock it firmly in place. Each bolt needs to be tightened just right, so as not to cause stress on either the blade or the nacelle itself. With one side secured, it's time to repeat the same steps for the other end. Just like before, the crane lifts the remaining section of the blade and positions it over the nacelle. Again, precision is key here. If anything isn't lined up correctly, there could be issues during operation. Finally, after both ends are attached, engineers inspect every connection point before moving on to the next step. Now let's take a look at what happens when the crane detaches from supporting the entire structure. First, the crane releases tension off its boom by extending outward slightly. Then, using hydraulics, it starts lowering sections of its own frame until only a small portion remains standing. As each piece falls away, a cloud of dust rises into the air around them. Eventually, once enough weight has been removed, the whole thing collapses inward toward itself, with loud cracking noises filling the space where it stood moments ago. To give us more insight into this process, we switch our perspective again, overlooking where workers stand nearby, watching closely while guiding traffic away from potential danger zones. Meanwhile, others monitor progress through cameras mounted high above their heads that capture footage throughout this procedure. Back outside near the base of the tower, you can clearly hear voices telling instructions between themselves about safety protocols during such operations. There are several large trucks parked nearby, filled with equipment used by engineers for various tasks related to building projects, like these across Europe. One truck even appears empty, but likely contains tools necessary for dismantling what remains afterward. In fact, some parts may already have been taken apart prior to being loaded onto those vehicles, waiting patiently behind them. As mentioned earlier, though, this type of work requires extensive planning ahead, since teams need access to heavy machinery capable of lifting tons worth of materials without causing harm elsewhere. So whether you've ever seen something similar happen live, in person yourself, or simply enjoy watching videos online about these things, I hope today's video brought value too.